Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I wanted to come to you and talk to you about Registered Education Savings Plans, RESPs as they're known. With September back in full swing and kids back to university and school, I thought it was a timely topic to address some of the ins and outs of RESPs as well as answer some common questions I've received from parents and grandparents over the years of all ages. So let's get right to it. Okay, RESPs are a tax-sheltered investment savings account designed to help cover the costs of post-secondary education. This list is quite lengthy. It includes universities, colleges, diploma programs, and trade schools, both Canadian and a lot of foreign institutions as well. RESPs can be used not only for tuition, but also room and board, books, and other school-related costs. Typically, it's set up in the way that the parent is the subscriber with the child named as the beneficiary. Two types of plans is an individual plan, that's if there's one child named as the beneficiary, but for families with multiple children, it's quite common to set up a family RESP where multiple children are named as beneficiaries of the same RESP, and there's a lot of good advantages on doing so, and I'll get to that in a minute. There's a 20% annual government grant that the government gives you on any contributions you make. So in other words, if you want to maximize the available grant to you every year, you would want to put in $2,500 a year into the RESP per child. There's a lot of flexible investment options, everything ranging from cash, GICs, bonds, stocks, mutual funds, exchange traded funds. All of that account is able to grow tax sheltered. Now, when it comes time to withdraw the funds, that income is taxed as income to the child. But typically the child pays near zero tax because the child A is in a low income tax bracket, or B, there are tuition tax credits, which the child could claim, but most often than not, the parent claims those because the parent is the one that's in the higher income tax bracket. So very smart. There's a $50,000 lifetime contribution limit per child. Also, there's a $7,200 lifetime education savings grant limit per child. So if the plan is not maximized each year, you could put in another limit of $5,000 that year, which would get you a 20% annual savings grant, which is $1,000. The way that works is if you put in your $5,000, the first $2,500 would go and be claimed for that current year, but then the additional $2,500 would look back into prior years where you didn't maximize, and you're able to then earn that grant again in a future year. There's a thing called the age 17 rule, which just simply means the government will not match the grant on any contributions made after the year in which the child turns 17. Let's look at an example. Brock is born April 2020. Say the parents contribute $2,500 per year into an RESP for him. He earns a 20% government grant per year, that's $500. Let's assume the RESP grows at 5% per year. Brock is expected to attend university at age 18. The current cost now for tuition, room and board, let's peg that at $15,000 per year, but as we know, the cost of things go higher, so let's index that value by 4% per year. Looking at this now, we have the years down the left. You can see the parents are contributing $2,500 per year, right on through to the age 17. You can see the government is matching that contribution 20% per year, and you'll notice in age 15 that the child is only earning $200 in this case because they've maximized their available grant to them of that $7,200. So the parents have put in $42,500. The grant is $7,200. The RESP has been able to grow at 5% per year, so a nice tidy sum of money. Here's the education cost 18 years down the road. That's that $15,000 per year index now at 4% out 18 years. You can see on the far right now that the parents have been able to cover the child's education costs for about 2.5 years. So they've put in $42,500, government paid $7,200 into that account, and then you can see that we're able to pay education costs of about $83,000. So pretty smart thing to do. A few considerations. The contribution limits run on a calendar year basis, December 31st. Unused education grant, as I mentioned, it carries forward. With a family plan, if there's multiple beneficiaries on there, each child has their own $7,200 lifetime grant limit. So a family with 2 children, if one doesn't pursue post-secondary education, they're able to swing that one child's education grant over to the other child, assuming that other child has not maximized out on their $7,200 lifetime limit. So again, very smart. The plan is very flexible in the fact that there's a 35-year rule, meaning that the account must be closed after 35 years, so a very long runway. Accessing the funds is very easy. All we really need is proof of enrollment that the child is going to school. But what happens if no children pursue post-secondary education? Well, in that case, a lump sum refund is paid to you. That's for all of your contributions made. The total lump sum education grant gets paid back to the government, but there's a tax-free rollover on all of the investment growth that happens in the account. It's able to roll over to one of the parents' RRSPs, provided that they have sufficient RSP contribution room. I'd say with any investment, you want to establish a goal. You want to start early due to the limits and the grants and whatnot. Make your contributions automatic, a very smart thing to do. Out of sight, out of mind, just right out of the bank account, right into the RESP, get that investment working for you. And also, grandparents can also contribute to their grandkids' family plan, which is a nice legacy thing to do. Well, everyone, thanks for joining me. I hope that answered some of your questions. Obviously, reach out with questions, comments. If you need anything, just visit us at lmwealth.com. And thanks for your time and for watching today. Take care now.